Hello and welcome to One United Fidelity Group's training. This training is going to cover just a really quick introduction to our website, and it's also going to focus a lot on our rate calculator for the agents to use when they're figuring out rates. So, just a real quick overview of the website. If you are a current agent watching this, you've probably already seen everything with the front page. But we've made it as clean and clear as possible. One thing that you guys that's new to it is if you'll click up on the agent dashboard up at the top here, that's a quick link right to the agent dashboard. It is functional. Okay, so once you get to the front page of the website, click on the agent dashboard, and this is the main hub for everything that you're going to need while you're working here at One United. We've tried to put everything in one location for you to make it easy. It's ever changing, so make sure that you come in here and you get familiar with it, but you also are looking at it, not, it doesn't change every day, but look for changes on here. um, and we'll try to notify you of those with pop-ups just like this. As of today, or as of this week, we have a new One Legacy enrollment, so once you click on that tab, it'll take you right over to it, and here you can log your customers into One Legacy yourself. Okay, while we're on that topic, One Legacy is $3 per family, not per person. So you'll add the $3 to whatever rate that you quote the customer. So if their rate's $55, you'll say you add 3, so it'd be $58, and you just say, hey, for $58, that includes your insurance, it includes your One Legacy enrollment, and then at the end you'll break that down. Their payment for their policy would be the $55, their payment for One Legacy would be $3, and you would enroll them right here. Now, as of May of 2017, this will be only for debit and credit cards. I expect that to change here within the next week, where we can do the ACH withdrawals, and that would be with a bank account. We're working on that, so be prepared to that'll be one change, and we'll annotate it on the website accordingly. To get back to the agent dashboard, that's why we have it on the header here. You can either click here, or the old way it was, you go to the Agent One Solution tab, agent dashboard right here. We think it's a lot easier to have it right here, since this is mainly an agent dashboard and that's where you guys spend most of your time. We planted it right there in the header for you, so you can always get to it real quick. Coming back down here, you've got your script and any one of these links. You've got a video here that you've probably already seen that introduces the script. It's an hour and 5 minutes long. You need to watch that plenty of times. You need to download the script first, put it on paper, watch this video, make notes. That way you'll have everything in front of you when you're taking those first calls, and you won't be as nervous. And my recommendation is always to actually get on the phone, make a few calls with family, your wife, your significant other, your husband, your kids, whoever, and go through the whole process from A to Z, from the phone ringing to doing the script to actually asking the health questions, qualifying them, figuring out which carrier they're with, figuring out what the rates are, doing a fake application, doing a fake phone interview. Go through the whole thing. That way you're comfortable and familiar with it. If when you scroll down here and your rates don't populate, if you look up in your browser here, you probably have a pop-up blocking. We've seen that happening here a little bit on Google Chrome. So if this space is blank, make sure that your pop-ups aren't blocking it. Now, we really want to touch on this rate calculator, and this is just to give you a quick idea of which carrier to use. We're going to be adding more carriers that are telesales friendly literally this week. Americo, and you're going to see Liberty Banker added, and those two both do telesales. Every carrier that we use telesales so that it's easier for you guys and you're not sending e-applications, because that whole process, things get lost and customers don't respond. We want them to sign up while while they're thinking about it and while it's hot in their mind. So if once you use this rate calculator, and let's say you want to do the application with Foresters, you then would click on the Foresters link right here, and it's going to go ahead and scroll all the way down to Foresters for you. You could scroll down yourself, but it's just a little bit faster to do it that way. And then to get back to the top, just scroll back up to the top. So on the rate calculator here, it's very important to understand that this rate calculator is only going to pull the rates for the carriers that are specific to what you're looking for. So you may pull a state up and some carriers may not even pop up. Well, those carriers may not be selling in that state. They may not be able to cover that certain benefit. They may only go to a certain level of face amount. For example, Foresters, you have to have $25,000 minimal to pull up their rates if you're under 50 years old. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So you put in whatever state they're in. We're going to go ahead and use Ohio. We're going to keep everything the same here for this gentleman. We're going to say it's a male, non-tobacco user, $10,000 face amount, and then what you guys got to get good at is figuring out what benefit level that they're on. So when you click here, there's level, limited pay, graded, guaranteed, and traditional. Anybody that's healthy, they don't have a lot of health issues, people with maybe blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes without insulin, or they're just taking very few medications, most of those are going to be level. Graded and modified are going to be your people who might be taking a little bit higher dosage of insulin. They may have diabetes and high blood pressure issues. They may have COPD, stuff like that. Your guaranteed issue is going to be your policies where they've probably got cancer or dementia or Alzheimer's. They've got some kidney failure issues. Maybe you have somebody that's on dialysis. Those are going to be your guaranteed issues. Now, a little technical difficulty here. We're not sure why they set it up this way, but Foresters, if you're doing, well, let's just go down here and show you Foresters real quick. The plan right is telesales. This is the only plan you can do with Foresters currently over the phone. That's why when you go down here, it says voice signature aptical. These other ones you have to do an e-application, which is fine. Most of your policies with Foresters are going to be 50 to 85. That's called plan right. Now your Advantage Plus, that is you're going to write this policy for 0 to 49. It'll cover 0 to 85, but you're only going to write it on 0 to 49. Okay? And then if they're over 49, so if they're 50 to 85, you're going to switch over here to plan right. It's a better rate for them. Okay? Now this Advantage Plus, to get that rate, if you've got somebody under 50 years old, when you get to the rate calculator, you have to click on the traditional SIWL in order for that rate to pull up. Now watch, if I select that and I do 10,000, I click on Get Quotes Now, no results were found. Now watch, if I do 25,000, now all of a sudden you've got Foresters and Royal Neighbors. So if you're looking for something, increase the face amount. They may have a minimal amount that they make your client get in order to get the policy. So Foresters, the Advantage Plus, it has to be a minimal of 25,000. That's as low as they'll go. So that's why it's not populating. So just play around with it for a little bit. Okay. Now let's go back to the rate calculator, and let's say we're not going to do Michigan. We're from Ohio. We don't play with Michigan. Let's say we're in Oklahoma, and let's say we've got an older person. Let's select like 1948, female, non-tobacco, and we know she's got some health issues, so she's probably going to be graded or modified. You click submit, and boom, there's your carriers. Now, some of you may not be appointed with Royal Neighbors. That's fine. If you scroll down here, a lot of us aren't appointed with Baltimore or Settlers yet. We put some of these in here just so that you can show your client, you know, if you're with Sentinel and I'm saying that your rate's $76.34, or if you're not with Sentinel and you're with Foresters, it's only a difference of a couple dollars, $79.62. Well, if I scroll down here, I can say, well, you know what? Just so you get an idea of how good this rate is, Senior Life's charging $114.39 for that same policy, or Baltimore Life is charging $108. Settlers is charging $105. Prosperity's charging $100. That's why we put these other companies in there. It's not that you have to be appointed with every single one of them. We just want to show the client that there are a lot of companies out there who are significantly higher, and by choosing our company with our rates, you're going to be able to get them a really good price. And $79 for that rate, I'm sorry, for that condition, for that age, is really, really good. So that's how you do that. Now, once you get here, you can then just start editing things on your own. Let's say hey, let's see what my husband qualifies for. He's 77, and he's a tobacco user, and he's not great. He's only tobacco. He doesn't have any health issues, so he's level. And I only want to see what I want to see what I can get for 10,000. So you click submit. So right there you can tell her immediately, hey, your husband, he's older, he does use tobacco. Oh, I'm sorry. So let's click on male. He's older, he uses tobacco, $10,000. That does include accidental. Then it's 154.36. Now let me back up there. Some of these include accidental, some of them don't. That's why on the rate calculator it says make sure you double check on the carrier's rate calculator to make sure that they're accurate. And just say this is a rough idea. I can dial this in once we go through some health questions, but it looks like the company that I'm going to be able to get you qualified for is, if you don't have Settlers and you've got, let's just say you don't have Mutual, you don't have Baltimore Life, but you've got Royal Neighbors or Sentinel, then I would select whichever company I'm the most comfortable with doing their application on. That's how I would do that. Settlers is not telesales yet. You have to be face to face. We've got them on here because they are looking at adding telesales, so we're just going to get you guys familiar with the rates. Mutual of Omaha, some of you are contracted with them and you can use them obviously. So that's how you do that. Now let's say that you did this quote and they said, well, can you just send that to me or whatever. You've got different options over here. You can actually text the quote to them. You can save this as a PDF and then put it in your own email. I would do that. Or you can email the quote straight from here. So you just click on email, type in the customer's email address, put whatever you want here as the text, whatever you want to do there, and then you just send it to them. And that easy, your quote was sent to the customer. Now, what I would recommend doing, I don't like that email. I would actually save this as a PDF, and then go to your own email and have some pre-made drafts already saved, so that you don't have to retype them every single time. They're called canned responses for Google Mail. and we'll show you how to do that in another email. But this is the rate calculator. You can get, mine may look a little bit different than yours because this is the administrator account, but let's do one more rate real quick for you. Let's say we're going to do somebody that's 80. Let's find out who will cover, let's do 81. Let's see who will cover 81. And let's say they're in Texas. Non-smoker, male, and we're going to go level. They don't have any issues. So there's all of those companies that'll cover somebody over 81. Me, myself, I really like Foresters. Out of these three right here, I'm either going to go with Foresters or Americo, just for the simplicity of it. And so what you'll do then is, well, okay, you get an idea that it's Foresters. You go back to the home page. Just press your back button. So now we've got an idea. We're going to send this customer to Foresters, and we wait for our dashboard to open back up. I'm going to click on Foresters. It's going to scroll down to them, and depending on which rate they qualify for, we're going to assume it was plan right. Then I'm going to go to their rate calculator. I'm going to make sure that my rate was right. I'm going to go to their health questions. I'm going to pull up the health questions here. I'm going to go through them. I'm going to find it and make sure that that everything lines up with Foresters. And then I'm going to follow the I'm going to finish this according with how we close out Foresters. With this one, we would do an aptical application, and then once we're done with the aptical, we would do the voice signature and call that in and take care of it. But follow your company specific video on what to do next. That's the rate calculator, folks. We want to make sure that you understood how to use it and make sure that you were comfortable with it. If you've got any questions, let us know. Thank you very much.